enjoying the Aurora Borealis, or as some people call it, the Northern Lights. Now, those of you who have actually been to some countries that hadn't seen the Northern Lights in person, it's a magical experience. However, you could just enjoy it and just enjoy the light show and the miracle of it. Or you could go into the science of it and work out that it's worked out from the chemistry, from the flares of the sun and blah, 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 and it takes the magic away from it. It's interesting, but let's just enjoy the energy of it, the magic of energy. And because it's the energy from the sun that creates this amazing experience. And you can go online and see it as it's actually going around the earth. It's an incredibly beautiful thing. And there are so many incredibly beautiful things on this planet. And today we are going to experience that beautiful energy that creates everything. Energy. It is light. Like this is light. And now my hands are going to disappear. Whoa, magical. Anyway, energy. Everything is energy. It's oscillating, vibratory, divine light. You are made of energy. You are made of pure light. Nothing is solid. Okay, we've been talking about this for so long. Mystics and metaphysical teachers, books, but we haven't always been able to prove it. Now science says, yes, everything's energy. And some people are still asleep. They're like, well, everything's energy. Okay, cool, I understand. But they don't understand. Understanding is having a satori of knowing, of having an experience of that energy. And I would like for you today, right now, to have an experience of that energy, this vibrating energy. I want you to be soaked and absorbed in it. Okay, so there are a few ways that we can gain energy, quite a few ways. And the more energy we have, and I'm not talking about, oh my God, I feel so fantastic, I'm like so full of energy. You can be very calm and peaceful. It's the vibration. You can feel it from self-empowered people. They're happy. You know when they greet you with a, hi, how are you? They mean it. They are sincerely happy. I like the way my teacher used to say it. She said she's met some bankers on Wall Street who, you know, shit daisies. They're so bright and happy. It doesn't necessarily mean you're on a spiritual path consciously. You can take empowerments from past lives and maybe not consciously be on a spiritual path in this life, but still have those empowerments from past lives. So you can feel it from people. You want to be around those sort of people because they have more vibration, a faster frequency of light. And it affects every area of their life. Richard Branson is a perfect example. I've been so loved him for so many years, finally got to meet him, had a long, long conversation about so many things, and I was telling him that his past lives, he was probably enlightened, and why he likes doing all these dangerous things, and it was fascinating. He said, I don't necessarily believe all of that stuff, he said, but it's really interesting to talk about. Don't really talk about that sort of thing normally. And because he's empowered, he loves to be of assistance to people. He gives generously, always, always has. Started out helping teenage kids with the suicide line when he was just in high school himself. I mean, he's not just this record guy with Virgin Music, you know. I mean, and the first album he decides to release is Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells, which is the most beautiful mystical music. And it was so out there to have something like that that went for ages when all the songs were 2.5, 3 minute songs back then on the radio, and he managed to get that to be a huge success. We wouldn't have that beautiful music by Mike Oldfield if it wasn't for him and for many, many other people who people in the record industry didn't recognize were extremely talented, music coming through them from the divine. Absolutely beautiful. So this energy, it is profound. This world is a dream. It's God's palette. But we can manifest, co-create, whatever you choose to call it, through having a higher oscillation with intention. With that intention, with that love. When you feel magnanimous towards the world, towards everything, you will find that the world is magnanimous back to you. It just is. From pussycats to birds, to trees, mountains, everything is energy. Everything is energy, and it's so important. We'll talk about meditation practice in a minute. It's so important for you to understand what is your purpose. The main purpose in life is enlightenment. Here you were, a soul just hanging out. Who knows where you were, what dimension. You finally got to an oscillation, a frequency where you'd been wanting it, but you hadn't been able to get it, to be free. You may have been stuck in a prison. Some people still feel they're stuck in a prison. They don't realize that they're not. It's just thought. And you get to be born into this world as a child, as a human body, this organic body. And then you get the absolute gift of all this beautiful Kundalini God force, vibrating light, vibrating, oh, such a high vibration, that's just sitting there on the bottom of your spine. For some people who've meditated in past lives or been awakened in past lives, you will already have it coming up your Sushumna. And you will, something will trigger it eventually in your childhood, or something where you sort of go into samadhis and you think, you don't realize it's happening until you awaken, and then you have a recall of all the times that you actually went away when you were a kid, And then puberty starts, and then it ruins everything. And you forget all about all those magical things, but you still feel some heart glow. It's always there. And then something happens. Someone tells you about something and it sort of rings a bell. It feels true to you. Because your purpose is to awaken. To find a teacher that will send you light, that will train you for you to awaken. Not just to gift you with light, but to teach you how you can utilize that light to awaken. That will teach you meditation practice and continuously be there for you so that you're safe. So that things in your body and consciousness that you didn't even know needed healing or releasing, and that resistance to light is dissolved forever. Those things that you knew you were sort of stuck doing or not doing, you sort of felt like, oh, I know I'm stuck, but I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to go. Then you begin. The minute you become aware that you feel stuck, but you know there's more, and you start searching, the divine rushes to your soul, to your side, and guides you to be in exactly the right place at exactly the right time. The Maya, the unconsciousness of this planet that wants you to stay stuck, will say, oh, don't go to that event. No, you really can't afford it. Don't do that. Or don't show up for this live stream. This you promised you'd do so-and-so, or you promised yourself you promised yourself you'd do something that you haven't done for years anyway. It'll tell you not to do something. It'll be the opposite. It'll feel like a little bit of opposition, but you'll start listening to that more than what's true for you. Your soul is screaming at you, hey, you want freedom? Here it is, woo! Show up, just show up. That's where we use our willpower. Now, I'm not saying that career and different things that we do in our life aren't purposeful, but they're not your main purpose. However, the things that we do and how we do them and what we display as we're doing them, the sort of action that we take and our gratitude for doing things, that helps us towards our enlightenment. So if we do things with a good sense of harmony and light and gratitude, even when we're doing things that we don't enjoy. Say, for example, you are doing a career that you really think sucks. It's just not your gift. It's really hard for you. So until you find something else to do to make money, if you start having a really good attitude and just feel good about yourself and that you're doing your best and really do your best, it will help your consciousness. When we attempt, because we can't all be perfect, God's perfect, to do our very best and be mindful and aware when we're doing something, it wouldn't matter. I love the way Yogananda said, you know, when you are awakened, when you are self-realized, that hum in your heart is always there. You could be working in a pineapple factory doing the same thing all day, but you'd still have that hum, hum, hum. You feel good doing anything. Of course, once you're awakened, I don't think God's going to just leave you in a pineapple factory. He's going to put you somewhere else so that you can assist the divine, her, he or she, no sex in God, just the light. Own dream, own creations, so that you could be in the right place at the right time. That could be in a banking system, or it could be teaching, meditation, or it could be singing, or it could be playing the violin or the piano, or it could be goodness knows what, anything. Being the best mum and dad you could be to your kids, the best dentist, bringing light to your customers, to your patients if you're a doctor, anything that we do. Now, say for example you do have a career that is utilizing gifts that you've got. You know if your career, what you're doing with your life, whether you're an athlete or whatever it is that you do professionally, you know when it's utilizing your God-given gifts because you enjoy it. You don't always love it. You're not always passionate about it. And passion, that sort of passion is only part of the mire. It's not real. Like personalities aren't real. It's just part of the illusion. But when you feel purposeful when you're doing your work, it's obviously utilizing your God-given gifts and talents because you feel fulfilled when you're doing it. When you feel frustrated in every moment doing something, it's just not your gifts and talents. You might want to be a business person or own a store or something, and you may not have the caliber of the business mind to be able to be an entrepreneur. Big deal. Work for somebody who you really like, or do a job that you really like, that's fulfilling, that you're making good money, and feel grateful. And being grateful for what you do in every moment is so important. However, doing the best you can in every moment. The other day, I did my floors. And I'm down on my hands and knees doing it because I like it to be as perfect as I can get it to be. I enjoyed it. When I clean, whether it's a dish or a floor, I am meticulous. It's something within me that it has to be as perfect as it can be. There's no one around to enjoy it. Darren comes to visit, or John's up here, oh, nice floors. But it's not for that. It's like it's the exercise of being in the moment and doing everything the best that you can. And so you'll find more and more energy in your life and more mindfulness and more light, because it's all light, when you do things in a purposeful way. Getting rid of everything in your wardrobe that you don't need anymore. Cleaning just one cupboard out at a time, but perfectly. The best that you can do it. The rest of the cupboards might be a shambles, but you begin somewhere. You write down what you're going to do. Putting your life in order in this way, making your life more zen. Clearing out the things that are no longer for your highest good. This helps you. It assists you to be in a higher vibration. Every time you do something, it's like a meditation. Then your whole day is like a meditation practice. And if you don't have work, as I said before, that you feel is utilizing your God-given gifts and talents, write down what you feel your God-given gifts and talents are, and say, how could they, just meditate on it, how could they be utilized for me to make money, for me to be in a career, for me to be doing something that I love to do? Or perhaps you are at a job and it's good money and you sort of don't like it, and you sort of, but you don't not like it either. Maybe there's something else you can do as an extra thing in your life that you would enjoy. So you can be learning or try to utilize the gifts. There's something within your soul that will sing to you, that will tell you what it is that you're supposed to do.